Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. Just finished running. Well, like midway. So I'll do a video because I didn't upload one on Friday. Before I start the video though, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. If you guys want me to do any TA on any specific tickers, please go ahead and drop them in the comments below. Today we will be looking at SPY. I think it was somebody requested Lucid, also Bitcoin, and just like the regular other bigger tech stocks like Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, whatever, right? So on SPY currently, we are still headed down in that trajectory, right? And as of right now, my targets, like I said before, let me see if I can find it on, because I haven't opened up these charts in a bit, so I think like a couple days. Yeah, I mean, SPX keeps dropping, so as of right now, I am looking for, generally right now, a small rebound soon on SPY. So I'm expecting this to drop a little bit further down to here and then push to the upside, right? So I will definitely be taking some longs here if everything lines up. If we close a 15-minute bull trigger while we're on this support here or trading sideways, if this breaks, right, I'm not going to do this, but if you stay above this support, right, above this low here too, then I will 100% take this to the upside back to like 453.91. But ultimately I am expecting more rejection to the low side, right? And that's pretty just like, common basic market structure. I mean, on the stochastic, really, right, the last support on the 4 hour is 45.89. So I would expect this to drop, from 58, maybe like another 10 points on the stochastic. So I definitely think we can drop a little bit lower, possibly down to 449, 450, before doing anything else, maybe coming back up a little bit and then dropping again. So again, you have so many massive gaps on SPY, which is the ridiculous part, right? Like you have a gap here. This is all the 4 hour too. Gap on 446, gap on 442, right? And gap on 422, right? You have gaps, right? Gap on 407, gap on 395, right? And I can't, like, I can't, there's a gap here. No, this one got filled. Do you have any gaps on the lower side? No. So I think the lowest gap is like 395, right? And I can't begin to explain how unhealthy this is for the market, for SPY to have this many gaps on such big time frames, right? Like if you were looking at very small gaps, like on the 15-minute or whatever, I wouldn't worry too much, right? But these are huge gaps on the higher time frames that you can see on the 4 hour, on the daily, and in some cases on the weekly. So this is, it's not healthy for the market, man. Like it's very, very not healthy. So eventually I still think we'll have like a major pushback, like a major pullback, right? But this market has been absolutely bonkers for a while, and I would not be surprised to see this thing moon to like $600, man, which is stupid. But just on this like whole bullish pressure here, watch, like to show you guys how ridiculous this is, right? Like look at these massive pushes on like the month, right? It's a continuously, you haven't gone below the open price month by month, right? Like theoretically what you should be doing every single month until like this doesn't happen anymore is on monthly closes, just by at the money calls for SPY, with an expectation of you moving at least from like maybe $5-10 by the end of the month, right? So if you're bullish, you should literally just be doing that. Just buy at the money calls every 30th of the month, last day of the month, and there's like a 90% chance, if you're bullish, right, that you're gonna keep pushing to the upside $4, $5, $6 by the end of the next month, right? So you'd be in the money $5 every single time. Personally, I think that's extremely dangerous to get into, which I will not be doing. But as of right now, right, still expecting some lower prices on SPY. If we look at, I think it was Lucid, LCID. Lucid's pretty easy. I think Lucid's gonna come down. You are nearing a daily bull trigger, so I would definitely be open to longing Lucid. But because Tesla suffered on that earnings, I do not expect Lucid to do any better than continue to trail down. I mean, as of right now, I'd probably look at Lucid hitting maybe like $6.40 again, possibly $5.50 before, you know, that hype run up for Tesla earnings, right? So all this push right here was just for that Tesla earnings. And once they shit the bed, right, there's a good chance that you're going to keep trailing down towards earnings on Lucid, and then earnings will be like dependent on whether like Lucid spikes or not, right? So Lucid, right now I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin, right? I personally wanted to short, I wanted to short coin, right? Because I thought it was going to go under, but I don't trade coin unless Bitcoin shows, because Bitcoin is essentially the leading indicator of coin, right? Coinbase. So if you're just trading sideways on major support and you just had a close here, right, on Bitcoin on the daily, I would at least expect us to pump one more time to 31.5, right? 31,487 here. So if we push up to the upside, right, it's essentially a perfect trade right now on Bitcoin, right? I would 100% long this whole range here back to 110 on Coinbase, right? And that's essentially here, right? This whole move here is a 10% push, right? Potentially even higher, but yeah. At open Monday, the smart thing to do is long Coinbase back to like 110-ish, right? Maybe like 2-3 weeks or so, right? Because Bitcoin right now is definitely showing really good signs to the upside, right? And it wants to close that bear trigger, right? It wants to go bearish on the weekly. So mind you, if you're longing Bitcoin, you know, the longer time frame says, you know, this is gonna go down, right? So again, if you're taking these trades, right, while I do think that this can go to 34.7, you need to have your stops ready, because if this cancels out and you push down and you break these lows, this is going straight back to trend down to 27K, and coin more than likely is going back, you know, to like 85 bucks, somewhere around this range. So short term, I would be comfortable longing right now, and that's just because Bitcoin is showing, you know, signs to the bullish side, right? But I would be more comfortable waiting to see how Bitcoin plays out on the daily, and then shorting the crap out of coin and Bitcoin altogether, right? It just makes more sense that way. We look at Tesla. Tesla did an absolute nosedive, and Tesla looks like it's going to keep dropping a lot more, right? If this 4 hour closes, though, if we close the 4 hour above this support here at 255, and again, if you want my indicators, right, you have to join the Patreon. And eventually, you know, once I not get rid of the Patreon, but I'm going to remove everything from the Patreon, all the trading stuff, and it's going to be just a support for the channel itself, right? So I can, you know, just keep like doing it and stuff. And the website, it's going to move everything over there. I'm telling you guys, I've been telling you guys for a while now, right? I'm going to charge like $7.50 minimum for like a one-time instead of $10 a month with the Patreon. So like I said, this only benefits you guys to join the Patreon now, right? So I'm thinking Tesla comes down. If it stays on this support of like 255, 256, closes that 4 hour, I'd 100% long this back to maybe like 281, maybe back to gap fill before diving all over it again. Keep in mind that QQQ, right, has also been dropping pretty heavy. And again, if that 4 hour closes, it's been so ridiculous, right? Where the 4 hour, just look at that 4 hour, boom, right? Perfect entry on the 4 hour right here. Perfect entry, right? Boom, right? Perfect entry right here, sideways, right? Perfect entry right here. Perfect entry, boom, kept moving, right? Perfect entry, right? Boom, kept pushing. Perfect entry right here. This one didn't work out. Perfect entry here, boom, kept pushing up, right? Perfect entry here. This whole range did not work out until you got this sideways, and then you pushed up really hard. But I can almost guarantee you were on a bear week here for QQQ. Even then, right? Some of these are still playing out pretty good, but because you were on a bear week, more than likely, you know. And I don't want to change the settings, because I currently have it on the day setting, and I don't want to go to the week because I don't want to show my indicators. But again, if this closes and you're above this trend with that 50 MA, I take that long. But again, if this trend breaks, you know, you're kind of effed. This will be it, right? If this breaks, you know, you're looking at, you know, this going back to 362, possibly all the way down to 346, 350 for QQQ. And on the daily, right, you're still on that bear trigger. On the 2-day, right, which is generally when really good things happen, I think that you have a really good chance coming back to this trend like at 345. So again, everything still looks bearish. Bitcoin right now does look really bullish towards the upside. I would 100% long Bitcoin right now and have some stops here at like 29,368, right at these lows. Because if that low breaks, you're going back down to trend. But all like right now, Bitcoin looks extremely bullish, extremely good time to get in for entry. And it also looks like you're going to be closing a 2-day bull trigger, which is essentially like a perfected, perfect entry. And I could definitely see 34.2 happening soon for Bitcoin, as long as you stay above these lows and as long as these triggers play out. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.